Howdy, mates. This is the obnoxious big bastard here, known as OBB, the diecast news guy. And today we're going to be in a diecast review. And, hold up. I'm not Australian. What the fuck am I doing? Anyways, guys, what's going on? And today I'm going to be doing you guys an INDYCAR diecast review provided by my good friends at Circuit B Diecast. But I also would recommend checking out GP Diecast on eBay because you can definitely get a lot of good steals with their diecast. I'm talking about 10% off if you spend three diecast, you get 10% off. But I also do recommend checking out Circuit B Diecast with the promo code BYT. $5 off of shipping. You can't beat that. With $30 or more. Today it's going to be on the INDYCAR diecast that was so close, and I mean absolutely so close to getting his first oval win, but it's on a guy that I think has already became a fan favorite, especially in his days in the V8 Supercar days. It is on Scott McLaughlin's 2022, I'm hoping I pronounce this right, XPEL Chevrolet Dallara for Team Penske for the NTT IndyCar Series. So yeah, this is definitely, I think, a lot. When people see this car, I think this color combination looks quite similar for anybody who's a big fan of the Penske truck rental cars, for NASCAR and for IndyCar. This might look pretty similar, guys. I'm definitely getting a lot of nostalgic vibes from this, guys. But what a cool looking, brand new, well, not really a new sponsor for the NASCAR, for the IndyCar diecast. Yeah, this is a NASCAR, Brian. I would love an XPEL diecast for NASCAR. That'd be cool. Like, could you imagine like Brian Blaney drive this car, or Cindric or something like that? That'd be cool. I love when we have matching sponsors in both series. But yeah, see right there, we got ourselves, this is provided by the good friends at Greenlight Collectibles, which for $10 you can get a metal chassis diecast or rubber tires. Take notes, Lionel. But getting on to the back right here, we got ourselves, if you guys want to do some reading time, then pause the video and read that, because heck, ain't nobody got time for that. Oh lordy. But anyways, let's go and start off this diecast review, the official unboxing of Scott McLaughlin's 2022 XPEL car. And alrighty, guys, we got this diecast out of its box, and man, let me tell you what, guys, this diecast is actually really nice. I mean, last year's, I think, the XPEL livery was actually debuted with Joseph Newgarden, and Greenlight Collectibles did not got that offered, as far as I know. But this year, guys, they did offer the 1/18 scale of this, which is on the road course configuration, if I'm not mistaken. But they also released the 1/64 version, which I'm showing you guys right here. And let me tell you what, there are some, whoa, okay, we do got a quality moment right here. There's like some two random lines right here. I don't think that, I guess this is supposed to represent his Texas, his Texas race version. Because, yeah, so we do have, Greenlight, does have some quality issues, but I mean, that's something you could probably scrape off if you got to. Let's see, can I scrape it off like I did with, with my Aircom roller car? Probably not. Doesn't look like it, but hey, it is what it is. Heck, still a lot more better quality that you get than what you get with Lionel diecast, because I'm talking about rubber tires. I mean, look at that. That shit is actually rubber. You think I'm bullshitting? Look at that. Tire blowout. Ooh, well, heck, Firestones don't have blowouts. Only Goodyears. And you see the metal chassis as well, guys. It looks very similar to what we got underneath with the NASCARs. IndyCar started it first. But you guys know XPEL is also a tire sponsor for the Texas race, which I know a lot of people were not really enthused about that race. But let me tell you what, guys. Scott McLaughlin, ironically, drove this livery layout for 3 races, and Texas, he was so freaking close, guys. So close to me. Of course, he just came off of winning his first ever IndyCar race at St. Petersburg, which I had the privilege to be in there for the first time at St. Petersburg. And let me tell you what, guys, I'm hooked. I'm planning to go to St. Petersburg every single race for God knows how long I live here in Florida, because the atmosphere I had there was just amazing. And by the way, Greenlight Collectibles actually made a 1/18 scale version of, they're planning to make a 1/18 scale exclusive version of all of Scott McLaughlin's 3 wins. So it's definitely a good year to be a McLaughlin fan, and it definitely was, because heck, coming off after that St. Petersburg win, this guy had a lot of great speed coming into Texas, guys. I mean, last year's Texas race, he almost got his first win, not only for IndyCar but also on the oval. Last year, driving that PBG car, which I know that car has dried up. So if you guys had the privilege of picking up his PBG car from last year, good luck trying to find it now, because it is pretty hard to find now. So in just a year lifespan already, that car is hard to find. But this is just another great car to go along with the collection. But yeah, McLaughlin, once again, I mean, it was so close, and he was having trouble getting around lap traffic, but he was dominant at that Texas race, guys, leading 186 laps. But it came down to the lap traffic, and his teammate Justin Newgarden literally passed him right at the tri-oval, right at the tri-oval. It's like, oh my god, like that was just just crazy. I mean, could you imagine that McLaughlin could have won 2 races in a row, the first 2 races of the season? And heck, let me tell you what, a lot of people might have criticized, Scott McLaughlin and didn't think he was going to, be that good in IndyCar, trying to replace Elio Castroneves, a 4-time Indy 500 legend. So, definitely had a big void to fill, but let me tell you what, there's a reason why this guy was good in supercars, winning, 3 consecutive years in a row, 18, 19, and 20. The guy can absolutely race, and he's got a hell of a personality, guys. I mean, I think he's probably up there in one of my I would say top 5 favorite drivers, especially, his first celebration win at St. Petersburg, where he literally just, he did like a cartwheel, or he rolled over to the outside of his car, and then he burned his, quote unquote, he burned his butt where the exhausts are. I mean, the guy is definitely an absolute character, man. Just as long as he doesn't drop any F-bombs like he did, like many years ago during that one V8 supercar race. You guys know what I'm talking about. Just look up Scott McLaughlin F-bomb, and it's probably the most hilarious thing I've ever seen from the Aussie himself, guys. But you see right here, come down right here, we do got ourselves very familiar sponsors, and we got the chrome rims and the chrome suspension that we always get on the Penske diecast, along with the Penske logo on the back of the rear gearbox. Just the Penske diecasts are always really cool to have. One thing I'm not really liking though is that we don't have any detail where the cockpit is. They used to put logos right there, but Greenlight hasn't done that this year as far as I know. But still great job in the paint quality, guys. I mean, paint looks really nice. We do got some specs right there on the windshield, but that's pretty normal for Greenlight. I mean, it's nothing too crazy. We've had these issues before with the 2020, with the first variants of the aero screen from 2020, but it's hard to believe it's already been 3 years already for the aero screens. And see the sides, the side pods right here are looking really nice. It's like a dandelion yellow, if I describe it, guys. But anybody who's a big fan of the Penske truck rental cars, that Team Penske used to ride in Indy cars and NASCARs, this one looks very similar. Just take out the black stripe and replace it with blue, and there you go. That's the return to the Penske truck rental car. Now I understand why they don't run the Penske truck rental car anymore. Which, by the way, look at that. Look who's made a cameo right there, guys. The Penske truck rental logo is still right there. So look at that. It's still kind of relevant. Is that a white smear mark or a paint chip right there? Lordy, we don't want green lights, to have some quality issues. A little bit of a sloppy job right there on the, where the paint is for those exhaust ports, but yeah, could be a lot worse. On the back, of course, I did notice as well, guys, I've noticed this issue as well with some of the Greenlight cars. Some of these rear wings have come out broken and loose. I know my good friend Eric actually, my good friend Eric or Brooks, I believe, actually had this issue before, which kind of sucks. You see, this one's kind of a little bit bent too. I mean, I'm kind of afraid to put that in, but I usually get like some tacky glue, not super glue, because super glue, leaves a white residue, like some sort of like craft glue, and just stick it back in there. But heck, that's how I fix my rear wings, because and the first time rear wings have fallen off. But yeah, there are some quality issues I did notice, and I mean, I understand Greenlight's trying to get these products out, quickly, because they're trying to play the catch-up game because of this whole supply shortage and shit like that. But yeah, I did mention, or did I mention before? Yeah, kind of ironically, Scott McLaughlin's driving the 3 car, and he drove this livery for 3 races, guys. Like I mentioned, the XPEL 375, which was the title sponsor for the Texas race, which, god damn, that Texas race was actually really surprising, guys. I mean, I'm still not a big fan of the track, but heck, it was an entertaining race. A lot better than what we had at the shit show for the Texas race at NASCAR. But he also drove this car, I believe, again at the Toronto race, and got a pretty decent run in this car, I think finishing 9th. And then he also drove this at the season finale at Laguna Seca, finishing 6th. So, but of course, he did finish 4th, and he was a title contender along with his teammate Will Power, and Joseph Newgarden. But at the end of the day, Will Power was able to get it done, and heck, it was definitely a good year for Penske. This is compared to the off year that they had last year, guys. Penske was on top this year. Kind of was an off year for Joseph Newgarden. Was really like his normal self, but let me tell you what, man, Scott McLaughlin is no joke. I think he definitely just already now 2 full seasons in IndyCar, and the guy's already got 3 wins. And he almost had a shot at winning the championship this year. So watch out for McLaughlin. I think he is going to shine really well, especially coming off as your defending St. Petersburg winner for the start of the 2023 IndyCar Series season. But now let's get into the side-by-side comparison of this diecast, which I'll be showcasing you guys a nice little throwback of the Penske truck rental car. And I've had this diecast for a while, so there are going to be some quality issues. So I do, I know a lot of people are like, oh God, what happened to the wheels? But I'm just stressing that, guys, that. So as you can see, the yellow is a lot more darker. It's not like a bright yellow like it is on on the Penske truck motor car, and this is the 2011 car that I got. So you see right there, this car. You can see how much more chunkier these IR the IR 11 cars were, or the IR 05, or what kind of chassis these were. But this is on the 2011 kit. You can tell by the eyes on IndyCar Series sponsorship. So doing the side-by-side comparison, you can see right here, it is a lot more different, but you can definitely see like the Penske livery layout has not really changed at all. I mean, they still got the white tops. And you see just they always had the same layout, which I do not mind at all, but I love what they did with the Verizon car with Will Powers for this year's. Really cool. Can't say that about his 500 car, but yeah, McLaughlin, man, this is just another diecast I would just recommend picking up, because we've not had an XPEL diecast yet before, and I think this one's going to catch a lot of people's eyes, especially if you guys are a big fan of Team Penske. I used to be a big fan of Team Penske, but now since Pagano is no longer in the car, but let me tell you what, I'm definitely keeping my close eye on this Aussie right here, Scott McLaughlin. He is a hell of a driver, great talent, and great personality, and he's definitely going to be someone to, struck vengeance for next year, guys. Let's just say that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this diecast review of the IndyCar Greenlight Collectibles diecast for Scott McLaughlin's 2022 XPEL Chevrolet Delar for Team Penske. Keep on subscribe to this mid-OBB. I'll see you guys next time on another Indy-tastic review. And all right, that's enough of me for the puns. I'm going to go ahead and XPEL myself.